I'm Susan from Tarjac. You may know us as the source for the best camo for your guns and bows, but we do so much more. Our custom work with automotive parts can transform any vehicle, our ATVs, sleds, four-wheelers, motorcycles. We've received national recognition for our work with Orange County Choppers, and we are most proud of our partnership with the future servicemen by providing customized helmets for the Army-Navy game. From the national stage to your favorite hunting ground, it's Tarjac.
The passion.
Hydro-crackers just don't care.
The enthusiasm.
This fight for our very lives.
And the emotions of the hydrofracking debate were in full force in Binghamton as protesters from both sides made their presence felt.
Safe natural gas drilling is the most important economic opportunity in our generation.
I see fracking as the #1 threat to public health in New York.
Politicians, workers, and even children hoisted their opinions on posters and chanted as they waited for their opportunity to be heard, standing for hours in line in hopes of influencing the DEC's decision.
Myself, I own a little farmhouse. I would prefer not to have any disturbance around me, but our communities deserve economic revival.
Protesters came on buses from New York City, Ithaca, and Syracuse, making plenty of noise that echoed throughout the streets of Binghamton.
Today I'm wearing two hats. I represent 77,000 landowners who support responsible drilling. I'm also a part of the broad coalition of community groups that believe responsible gas drilling is the best hope for prosperity in the Southern Tier.
A day of unrest in the Southern Tier. Standing here outside the Forum today in Binghamton, standing in the middle of the two protest groups, it's empty, a metaphor for how people are either on one side or the other of this issue. As you can see, plenty of people protesting either for or against fracking, a sign that there's not too many people in the middle on this issue.
The structure and strict time limits the DEC set for this afternoon's public fracking hearing didn't keep the protests outside from spilling inside. Dozens stated their cases to the DEC 3 minutes at a time.
Natural gas will not only bring new jobs, but keep existing jobs here. The Marcellus is not a problem, but a solution. Please make New York open for business now.
The gas industry's extraction, compressors, and pipelines require an infrastructure that is incompatible with agriculture, tourism, higher education, a healthy population, and the region's drinking water.
Fracking supporters kept stressing the economic benefits of gas exploration.
New York State is in debt. Our county is in debt. Our municipalities are in debt. Our landowners are in debt and being squeezed to the point of extinction. You have the answer to our problems in front of you.
Some even used humor to mock the DEC's regulations on protecting wildlife.
I'd like to add another bird, the hairy-chested scratcher. Okay? I will not open my shirt. You know what bird I mean. Okay?
But anti-frackers like Craig Sotner of Dimock, Pennsylvania, where there has been controversy over polluted wells and drinking water has been shipped in by Cabot Oil and Gas, were serious about what they call the destructive impact of fracking.
The dogs can go out to a puddle and drink water. These dogs threw up from well water that was supposed to be clean. Now all of a sudden we're going back on that water again. That's totally unacceptable.
This is the science, Mr. Cuomo. It is time to really pay attention to the science.
The DEC's deadline for public comment is December 12th. After that, the agency could do anything from greenlight fracking to delay its approval.
We wanted to let our employees know that this is the region we're going to stay in. We took the time to do an analysis. We made that decision. We wanted to share it with them.
BAE was severely flooded after the September floods, and Congressman Maurice Hinchey says BAE was very upset about the damage, and he worked very hard to keep the company in the Southern Tier.
Very strong action needed to be taken to support BAE, and BAE is a very, very important facility. It employs more than 1,300 people, and they had been destroyed.
And it's the employees that determined where BAE Systems would relocate, saying that their employees are the reason why their company is so successful.
The workforce has been what made us who we are. We're a leader in our markets, and it's because of these people. And that doesn't mean we weren't going to look at all the options that a large company like ours has in front of it. That's what we did. And so the number one factor was not disrupting the business any further.
But the big question is, where will BAE go? The only details they're revealing is that the location will be within 35 miles of the current plant location.
It really is a delicate discussion. A lot of the sites we're looking at are occupied, and so we're trying to minimize the anxiety and not maximize it. So we've got to keep the site selection pretty confidential.
And regardless of the location, Congressman Hinchey is happy to see that the business will stay in the area.
We still have more work ahead of us to determine an actual site, but today's news is incredibly positive because we know that BAE and its full employees are going to remain in our community.
As to where within the 35 miles of its Westover plant the new facility will be, the company won't say if it will be in the town of Union or even in Broome County.
I'm Norm Poltenson. I've published the Central New York Business Journal for 25 years. Our success is based on the fact that we know only one audience, owners and managers of businesses in Central New York. We publish stories for them, we don't offer sound bites, and we always source our information. Maybe technology's changed since I started publishing 25 years ago, but not our mission. You can always rely on the Central New York Business Journal providing your business news.
Make your company's job opportunities stand out and get seen. The Binghamton Business Connection and BizConnectTV.com have created the area's first video job posting service. Don't hope a few words of text will get you the local candidates you want. Get your opportunities seen on the Binghamton Business Connection TV show and BizConnectTV.com/jobs. For an inexpensive multimedia and visual way to showcase your job openings, call 239-0199, email bizconnecttv@gmail.com, and watch the Binghamton Business Connection on My 8. While some of the area's youngest folks turn to their entrepreneurial spirit to create the sweetest flood relief benefit you've seen. Here's more.
Flood relief has never tasted so good. 3 fifth-grade girls decided to put together a bake sale to help raise money for one of their friends affected by the flood.
We were talking on the phone and stuff, and we were talking about like how our family and stuff got flooded, and we thought of the people that we really care about, and we thought of one of our friends, and we thought that we should raise money for her.
The girls have dedicated hours of their time baking, making posters, and putting together a raffle drawing.
It means a lot because it's nice to know that a ton of people care about the same things we do, and that they don't just care about themselves, they care about other people too.
And this just goes to show that anyone of any age can do their part to help the community. The girls of Clayton Ave Elementary have already raised over $200 for their friend in need.
Words can't describe. I mean, my heart is just so swollen right now with what they're doing. It melts my heart. It really does, that they would think of something like this on their own. Nobody said anything, no adult said anything. They actually just came up with this on their own. So we have a great group of kids around here.
As of now, the girls of Clayton Ave Elementary haven't told their friend that they're raising money for the damage done to her home. If you wish to donate money, please contact the email address at the bottom of your screen.
Time now for a bit of business wisdom from someone who has lived it, thanks to our friends at Prendismo.com, partnering with entrepreneurs for success.
Any entrepreneur is going to run into this. No one's going to work as hard as you. And if they do, you probably should watch out. Because, well, the fact of the matter is, if you're in their shoes, what you're looking out typically for your best interest. But you have to, I mean, when I first started, I was like, well, no, I can train them, they're going to work as fast as me. They never will. And, you know, that's expected, though. It's a different way of thinking. And I think the best way to handle that, because we have had issues, I shouldn't say issues, it's very typical. It's just making sure you have the proper training programs in the infrastructure to support wherever your workforce may be. If it's in upstate New York, you're going to tailor your instructions, your training manuals differently than if it's down in New York City. Different pace of work, different way of thinking. So these are all considerations which I would say now I'm spending almost all my time doing. Because it is, your company now is how well your employees do. You know, I can only do so much. And in order to grow a company to the next, to keep continually growing the company, you need to really learn how to train and develop a program that allows you to support the infrastructure of your employees. And I would say that is the biggest barrier for companies going from being, small, maybe 10-person operation to growing to maybe, 50-person company.
And that does it for this episode of the CNY Business Connection. Thank you very much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Jason Weinstein. Have a good one. Make your company's job opportunities stand out and get seen. The Binghamton Business Connection and BizConnectTV.com have created the area's first video job posting service. Don't hope a few words of text will get you the local candidates you want. Get your opportunities seen on the Binghamton Business Connection TV show and BizConnectTV.com/jobs. For an inexpensive multimedia and visual way to showcase your job openings, call 239-0199, email bizconnecttv@gmail.com, and watch the Binghamton Business Connection on My8.